For today's video, we're going to talk about guaranteed red border / deep sight weapons that you can get weekly to get your Resonant Essence. So full disclaimer, you're going to need the Witch Queen expansion season pass thingamabob for these just because, well, the new content is, paywall, and, well, that's where you can farm red borders. So that's how it is. I don't run the company or the game. Don't yell at me. Thank you. Let's move on. So, in case you are new and you don't know what the hell a red border weapon is or what deep sight resonant is, it is one of these weapons. Any weapon in the game that is a legendary weapon can drop like this, and it'll have a red square around it. Basically, it just contains a currency. So you can level up this weapon to 100%. Once you do, it'll say you can extract this resonant elements from the weapon. It'll give you 300 if you extract it when completed, or 100 if you just want to dismantle it. Personally, I would just complete it. And then once you get that, you can use this currency to go onto the Enclave and then craft a weapon at the craft table. Speaking on the Enclave, I want to touch up on something real quick. When you're crafting your weapons, most of them are not even going to need 2 enhanced perks, 1 at best. Some weapons don't need any at all. Other weapons could use both to benefit them. An example here would be this pulse rifle. So it has some nice perks, but in the end, realistically, whatever you want, depending, like, let's say, a headstone perk, right? Headstone enhanced basically gives you nothing. It doesn't give you a beneficial experience to the weapon where you're like, oh my god, enhanced headstone is insane! I can't believe I used regular headstone. It's not worth it. So I would just, like, save the alloy there, unless you're, like, chronically OCD and you want to just have everything enhanced. Other than that, don't waste your Ascendant alloys on here. Make sure you're doing something worth it. So, for example, like, something I would spend my alloys on is Cataclysmic, because the regular version with bait and switch and 4 times the charm is fine. It gets the job done. It's perfectly good to use in endgame content. However, if you wanted to get that extra little benefit, you could put enhanced on them, which basically gives you more time for your 4 times the charm to proc while you're shooting. And then for enhanced bait and switch, it gives you additional time on the bait and switch timer to give you that damage buff for just a little bit longer to do more damage. That's worth it, in my opinion. Something like Headstone, no. Skip that. Alright, back to the actual red borders. Now, once you actually do get 5 patterns and craft whatever weapon you want, you're going to need a lot of currency to actually complete it once you level it up, and then you want to get 1 enhanced perks or 2 perks. So, among other things, you're going to need Ascendant alloys. Each enhanced perk is going to cost you 1 of these. These are already kind of an endgame material, so if you're just starting out, these are not exactly easy to get outside of buying 1 from a Rahul each week. And then aside from Ascendant alloys, you're going to need a lot of resonant elements, like a metric F-ton. So for a double perk weapon with 2 enhanced perks, you're going to need about 4,100 resonant essence. If you're going to do just 1 enhanced perk, then it's going to be 2,100. Either way, it's not a small order, right? And then if you're a psychopath like me, you might want to craft most, if not all, of the weapons that are available in the game to craft. That's a separate video, though. Moving on from that. So, what better thing would you need than a list of guaranteed red border weapons that you can get each week to soften the blow with, a little 300 here, 300 there. Eventually, it stacks up. So, let's get started with the obvious. In the Helm, you know how I mentioned that expansion season pass thing? Yeah, this is where it comes to play. So, in the Helm, you have the OG War Table over here from the PsyOps season. You're going to want to have this finished up as much as possible as you can, and then each week, you will be allowed to buy a red border right here for any of these weapons. Whether you're trying to unlock these weapons, or you just want to get a red border for 300 essence, either way, you come here with Risen Umbral Energy, which just drops in activities randomly, and then you pop one of these, free red border, you're good to go. Quick note, the PsyOps Battlegrounds themselves don't drop a guaranteed red border. I know some people have been saying that. That is not true. You just got lucky. Don't know why people keep saying that. Moving on, then you're going to go to the Crown of Sorrow, and it's the same thing. Now, you're going to have a red border here in the Crown as well, but the difference here is you can do the Crown activity in the Castellum and do like a Tier 3 containment. If you get a Bound Presence, then you can try to do the Sever story mission on top of this red border right here, and then you can get a red border from that mission once a week as well. So you would just go to the moon once you have a Bound Presence, and then you can select any of these story missions. Personally, I would go with the one with Zavala or Gaul, because the Zavala one has a Cabal Centurion that will give you some Umbral energy when you kill it. and then Gall because, well, it's a meme and you get it done like a couple of minutes. So either one works like that. But the Bound Presence is not guaranteed from containment, so I just wanted to mention that, but it's not technically a guarantee. Moving on, and finally in the Helm, the current seasonal vendor, which is the star chart. Same thing goes here. You can buy a red border here. Mine is not glowing because I've already bought mine for the week, but you can get one here just to get there too. And then make sure you have the double perk weapon spoils perk unlocked. That's a mouthful. But you recently, I guess, patched it into the game that you can get one of these weekly red borders. It used to be not a thing when the season launched. So that's handy now. So that's already 3 red borders you can get each week, guaranteed. And then if you're lucky with the Bound Presence, that's 4. Moving out of the Helm now. Then you have the Vow of Disciple and King's Fall raids, respectively. You can get the 3 hidden symbols in each of those raids to get a guaranteed red border for any weapon you already own in those raids. So you can do each of those weekly to get a red border. And the symbols, in case you're curious, I do have a video on that to find as well. That'll be in the description below if you're interested. Moving on. Next up on the list is Catch Crash. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you didn't know that this was actually a thing, because it was actually bugged for a while with the season launching, and sometimes you would get one on your first weekly Catch Crash. Other times you wouldn't. Seems like it was a problem between doing a normal or a master Catch Crash. But either way, Bungie recently fixed it. This would probably come out in October, so let's say October 4th, something around there. So if you're watching this, post that, and maybe you were like, why am I not getting red borders? That's why. It was bugged. In any case, you can get one weekly red border from Catch Crash. You can do master or normal, doesn't matter which one. And that's another red border to add to your weekly list. The last one we're going to talk about is Dares of Eternity. This one's really simple. Just achieve the pinnacle score of 250,000 on a weekly basis, and you will get a guaranteed red border at the end of the Dares run. You don't have to do Legend, you can just do normal, although obviously on normal it is not quite guaranteed that you'll get 250k unless you get a proper rotation. For example, if you get like Vex plus a Crota ending, you're probably not sniffing anywhere near 250k. So if you can, just knock it out on Legend instead of wasting your time on normal. And additionally, in case you didn't know already and you are farming Dares weapons, it's a guaranteed knockout each week, so you won't get a dupe over and over. Maybe if you crafted one weapon, you don't have the rest, you don't have to fear about getting that same one weapon every week. So that's a plus. And that's all we got for you guys today. Hopefully this helps you guys build up your resonant elements for your crafted weapons if you have been needing it. And if you happen to know of a better strat or one that I didn't mention, maybe you're hiding some sort of leprechaun rainbow at the end of a tunnel and you haven't told anybody, and there's a million red borders, let us know in the comments and share the good wealth. Yeah? I'll catch you guys next time. As always, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff does help the channel. Twitch stream in the description below. Do it daily, blah, blah, blah. GM solos, carries, all that. Jerry's, Terry's, yada, yada. That's it. I'm out. Wait, let's end it on a high note. Whee! Alright, now I'm done. I'm gonna smack this wall. Goodbye. Wait. God damn it. Ending ruined.